Welcome to Let's Chat number 2. To get straight to the point, there's a lot of stuff that's been weighing really heavy on my mind, and I've felt a need to share it and talk about it. And I haven't. I could have made this video like a month ago, but I haven't hit record because of a whole bunch of different reasons. When I first started this channel, I decided with all the problems on YouTube, I wasn't going to discuss them until I encountered them, because I didn't want to be talking about a bunch of stuff that I didn't really know what I was talking about. I wanted to experience it for myself so I know what I'm talking about, because I didn't want to be this little punk kid, like hobbyist YouTuber with 14 subscribers being like, hey, these are all the problems that everyone else is having and I have the solutions, even though I haven't experienced any of it for myself. Because everyone's just be like, who are you? No one cares about your opinion. Shut up and go make your shitty Let's Plays. And so this last one, actually since that video was posted, now Jacksepticeye has posted a video mentioning how they do have that whole type of thing where you upload your video and you click these check boxes and you can self-rate yourself, which is amazing to have that built into YouTube. I think that's fantastic, and I can't wait for that to roll out to everyone else, because that seems to be the trend. Is when they have new features, they have their top creators try it out first and then offer it to everyone else. That's awesome that that's a thing. And then there's also, like, I know there's people that I know in real life that don't really understand what it is we do here on YouTube, and they're like, why are you talking about these things? That's all personal life stuff. Like, no, that's no one's business. But I don't know. So I fear judgments, I guess. But I felt a need to share this, and I've decided I want to talk about these things anyway, to at the very least show that even as a small-time hobbyist YouTuber, even though I'd like to potentially do this for a living at some point, but even at my bottom of the bottom level, that even at this stage, I do still think about all these things. All these things do still affect me. All these problems on YouTube do still affect me, and they affect everyone on the platform, even the viewers, which is why it's good that YouTubers share about this kind of stuff. So it's been several nights over the past month, every couple weeks, where it's been like keeping me up at night and preventing me from sleeping. I don't know what to do with it. Like when I made that first Let's Chat, and I kind of poked the bear a little tiny bit of like, hey, this is a problem. I want to talk about this problem. That just like exploded a Pandora's box of all the other YouTube problems that I was kind of suppressing in my mind, to be like, no, I'll deal with you later when I encounter you on the channel. And then and now I have to think about these things and figure out what I'm going to do with them. For the most part, it hasn't been that bad, but there is a couple things in particular that really trouble me that I did not know about before. So like when I started thinking about all these other issues, I start looking at it and looking online, seeing other people's opinions, and then I find out more problems that I didn't know existed. And yeah, like I said, one is particularly troubling, but generally when I have a lot going on in my head, I find that I can better express myself through writing, or like making a script, and then I can read that back to you guys. But I've decided not to do that this time, that I'm going to do it more like I've been doing my Let's Plays, because it's a little more time efficient, that I just have certain key points that I know I want to hit, and then I'm just going to kind of try to ramble on and hopefully explain things halfway decent, because I don't have time to write a script. And it's also, like, it's just more personal and one-on-one, like, we're chatting, like a one-sided podcast. Basically, I can split all of these thoughts into two categories. One would be problems with YouTube, and the other one would be, I want to talk more about my personal story, my journey with YouTube, because as I've mentioned before, I've probably mentioned it way too many times at this point, but I'm going to say it again. I've had 8 YouTube channels and 1 Twitch channel over the past 10 years. It's really, really weird. I'm in a very strange predicament where I'm like an OG YouTuber. I started my first channel in 2009. I've been making videos longer than Jack and Mark, which is insane to think about, but also I was 12 in 2009, I think. So I started making videos younger than they did, but because I didn't stick with it, I'm still at square one. And it's super weird. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone else or heard of anyone else that's in this type of situation that I'm in, that has had this type of journey to have this kind of relationship with YouTube, where I feel like I should be a YouTuber by now, but I'm not. It's so weird. So I was trying to figure out how to like separate these two topics, and I don't know if I really can. Really what I want to talk about in this video is just the YouTube problems, and to try to show you guys that even as a small YouTuber, I still think about all these things, and of course then to tell you what I think about them. So as I've mentioned before, there's the whole ratings thing, there's the like demonetization nonsense that's going on, and the demonetization, again, secondhand, haven't experienced this myself, but from what I hear, the amount you get from it is really just the icing on the cake. You can make the bulk of your living from brand deals and sponsorships and merch sales and stuff like that. And so demonetization honestly isn't really that big of what is happening. And so honestly, I'm not really that upset about the demonetization, I guess. Especially because I'm not depending on AdSense. So if I were like a super small YouTuber and I had decided to make the jump based on like banking on AdSense, then yeah, that would be a big problem. But again, I'm not in that situation. I can't vouch for that. All I can vouch for is, from my perspective, that doesn't seem like a big deal. What I'm actually really upset about is when I discovered the age restricting, which I guess I'm also not quite that upset about now that you factor in that this whole rating system is actually being implemented the way I had suggested, because then the age restricting could be done effectively and efficiently and be a good thing. This also ties back to the problem that everyone apparently had, which was videos not being pushed to sub boxes, the notifications not working properly. But from my perspective, I have been watching hundreds of YouTubers over the past 10 years, and I have never once ever had a single problem with getting notified in any way, on my phone, in an email, in my subscription feed, at all. I always get all the videos. Even the only time I haven't gotten a problem, or I haven't gotten a notification, is because my phone was malfunctioning because I have terrible cell signal out here. So then I just go to my sub feed and the videos are there. So that's one thing where this entire time, over how many years this has been a problem, I've been a major skeptic of it. Because like YouTube doesn't really respond to it. People try to send diagnostic data or whatever and be like, here, look, I didn't get the notification, but YouTube never has given a decent response, I guess, to be like, oh, I see the tech problem here, we're gonna solve it. So I can't help but think that this is just a bunch of little kids who don't understand what they're talking about and don't understand that they didn't turn on their notifications, or they just like didn't check their emails, or maybe their phone has low signal. I don't know. Because I've never experienced that. And same thing as a YouTuber too, I've never had someone not get one of my videos. So again, that's just my perspective. I could be entirely wrong. I've also like never had a video demonetized or age restricted or whatever, because I'm so small. No one cares about my videos. No one ever has. But I'm fixing that. That was the thing. There was this weird in-between time where I was Jack had not yet put out that video saying that this rating system was a thing, and then some guy talking about how the videos are age restricted and just people are just straight up aren't seeing their videos. And so during that couple weeks there, I was like super like second guessing myself, because this spring was meant to be my reset point. Like, let's take this seriously and see what I can actually do here. Like, let's actually put in some effort and do what I should have been doing for the past 10 years, stick with the channel, make content, and just keep on moving on and try to keep getting better and just actually be a YouTuber and stop restarting. And I don't know why I do it, but I'm just obsessed with YouTube, and despite all the problems, I can't let it go. Oh, right, so the other aspect of that is the other problem that, again, I haven't experienced, but this is the part that actually really bugs me, is apparently videos are being just straight up taken down. This I have a problem with. Demonetize me all you want. Age restrict me all you want. But at least let me get to the audience. If you're just gonna straight up not let me access my audience, then I will say that the website is fundamentally broken. And I'm honestly shocked that there hasn't yet been a viable YouTube alternative. I've seen plenty of attempts that had great potential, but just none of them have seemed to pan out yet. As someone who's obsessed with YouTube, I'm okay with the fact that they are a private company, they can do what they want. And yes, I guess it makes sense that they can just take videos down at their discretion, but it's just not a good way to run I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I feel like they have an incomprehensible amount of responsibility to their users and just society as a whole, honestly, because the amount of impact that they have is absolutely insane. Also, I feel like I should mention again, any editing in this is just to remove blank spaces, because I'm thinking and trying to script this as I'm talking and try to word things nicely. So I guess that's really the three problems: is demonetization sucks if you're depending on it, like really sucks, but just don't depend on it. And then age restricting, age gating, I guess I'm okay with that. I think that's how it should function. That YouTube videos should be rated the same way that TV shows and movies are. And then just straight up removing content. That's where I draw the line. That's where I legitimately rethought everything. After putting months of work into this, I started rethinking it all again and thinking I need to quit Let's Plays and start focusing on more traditional media like short films. And also, I'm not really that into Let's Plays, if I'm entirely honest. I think they're great, but I really like have this just intense drive that I want to do so much more and do so much better. I feel like I should be making short films, or eventually like full feature films and TV shows and like, I don't know, skit comedy and improv comedy, and like come up with different interesting things and not just sit down and play a game. It feels lazy, but I'm still diving headfirst into it anyway, because it's a great way to practice these skills of like being in front of a camera, being energetic, able to think and speak coherently without having a bunch of blank spaces that I'm going to need to cut out. So I'm trying to work on that to do more videos in one take. And then there I go, immediately pausing. And editing is huge. I don't like, I don't remember where I originally heard this, probably from my cousin who's into more traditional media. He doesn't do much of like YouTube and online media, or nearly as much as I am into this. But he said a great quote, again, don't remember where it's originally from, the best way to piss off an editor is to give them something to do. And that's basically where I'm at, because I constantly have tons of, like, hours and hours. At this point, I have dozens of hours of unedited Realms footage. And now I'm, like, getting into this crunch point of wanting to upload a ton of Pokemon instead. And so, I don't know, I just got a lot of Realms footage I don't know what to do with. Like, obviously I'm gonna edit it and put it out, but I gotta play a lot of Pokemon if I'm ever gonna keep up with that series, if I'm gonna achieve my goal with that. But yeah, I was gonna say, for me, Let's Plays, they're fun, they're good, but at the end of the day, it's really just a really good way to practice these skills that will translate into bigger, better things. And so while it is the best that I can do, I just wish so badly that I could do better. And so that's why, even though Let's Plays are not what I ultimately want to do, it's what I have to dive headfirst into, as I already said, and I think I already said that, in order to build the skills I need for everything else. Okay, I'm just repeating myself at this point. So yeah, I actually, now that because I was thinking about this video, how do I want to word this? What do I want to address? How am I going to try to split these two topics of my personal story and the current problems? But yeah, now that I've actually hit record and dove into it, this has gone better than I expected. So you can stay tuned then for Let's Chat number 3, which I'm probably going to record immediately after this then. And I think ideally Let's Chats should be like a monthly thing where I can just kind of talk about my feelings of what's happening on YouTube or on the channel, like a state of the channel type of thing, like Boogie does once a year. Or maybe I'll just do it sporadically at 3 a.m. like Markiplier does his breakdown videos, because that's basically what I was about to do. These, like, however, I don't know, 3 or 4 nights over the past month where I just could not stay awake. Like every couple weeks, all these thoughts would come back in my head, and it's like, oh god, and I would go walk around town at night, because it's really weird at night. Like, there's no cars, you can walk out in the middle of the road and go anywhere and do anything, and it's just weird. Because anyway, so I would like I would just go wandering around town and just let these thoughts just go fly around and do whatever the heck they're gonna do. And I was trying to wander around town to find a good spot where I could sit down and do one of these like midnight vlog type things like Markiplier does. Because like the last Let's Chat, I went outside, but there was cars everywhere, and now it's just like, heck, I'll just record it here. As far as I could tell, I was basically in that same kind of mind state of like, I just need to share, I just need to talk about this. And I think that's why Mark is my favorite YouTuber, is because I can relate to him so well as far as this intense drive to do better and wanting to, like, how he's making different short films and adding this like characters and lore to the channel, and I love that stuff. But anyways, I'm starting to drift into the more like personal story type stuff. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. Hopefully I've gotten my message across and said what I wanted to say. I think I have. But thank you very much for watching and giving my opinion, for your time, for watching, for humoring me and giving my thoughts a chance. And so then I would like to return the favor. Like, what are your thoughts? Leave me a comment letting me know, and we can kind of discuss this. And I end up saying that at the end of a lot of my videos, like, hey, leave a comment. I want to talk to you. I want to hear what you're thinking. Because I don't have anyone to talk with. I've talked about it to like to friends and family, but I haven't shared it to you guys. I've gotten 2 comments, and one of them was, you should play a different game. And the other one was YOLO. I don't know, I find it a little bit weird how I'm like so pushy about like, hey, leave me a comment, I want to talk to you. And I guess it could almost come across a little bit creepy with how pushy I'm being, because I don't get comments. I want to talk to people. I want to discuss these ideas, because like I said, because I like, obviously I can talk to my friends and my family and this cousin who's in more traditional media, but none of them really get it the way a YouTuber would, because like I don't know, it's a different perspective to be behind the camera and in front of the camera all at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna end this here. So thank you very much for watching. I already did my outro. Why am I doing it again? Have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell.